Good morning, colleagues. So I am Hemisha Makan, the University of Johannesburg in South Africa, and this is my colleague.
I'm one Khampepe Khitsane here. Under the supervisor, as my Hemisha as my co-supervisor from the University of Johannesburg in South Africa.
Okay, so we will be discussing managerial approaches to blockchain technology, adoption in the real estate industry within South Africa. So just to give you a quick background of our research, and obviously with regards to the transportation industry in South Africa, the transport sector in South Africa obviously plays a very crucial role to the country's economic development, with transportation contributing to around 6.5% to the gross domestic product. The rail network in South Africa spans around 31,000 kilometers. It primarily focuses on passenger freight. However, there are a few international transportation that they do as well. The rail transport as well connects major cities within South Africa and is regarded as one of the most advanced in the continent of Africa. A vital link between Gauteng, which is a province in Gauteng, in Johannesburg, is a vital link that connects Gauteng to the Durban port, is the container corridor, which is South Africa's largest rail corridor, and it facilitates the transportation of various commodities, including coal, fuel, containers, as well as automotive products. However, there are inefficiencies within the container corridor, which includes lack of processes, lack of collaboration, and also insufficient rail infrastructure within the country. A road to rail strategy highlighted reliability issues at South Africa's intermodal rail transport terminal, revealing a lack of timely and reliable services. We also note that factors such as spatial and modal interfaces influences the interaction between port and rail users, and obviously impacting the freight logistics network. Enhancing the container corridor efficiency and effectiveness can be achieved through obviously innovative technologies and also new operational models such as operational models, right? So one of the technologies that we have looked at blockchain technology. Blockchain technology offers security, transparency, and immutability, making it a transformative solution for addressing challenges within the container corridor. However, successful implementation is dependent on expertise, willingness, as well as factors such as users' willingness to adopt technology, and also social influences, and also obviously support from top management. Okay, so looking at the rail transport in Africa, it has a network of approximately 70,000 kilometers with an operational rate of around 84% in various regions. So rail freight within Africa constitutes only 7% of the global total, while passenger transportation contributes to a mere 2%. The challenges that's experienced in Africa is that despite the initiatives that have been taken by the African government, see that there is neglect, which is marked by insufficient support systems, lack of financial aid, as well as inadequate strategic planning. Coming back to South Africa and the issues that is experienced in South Africa's rail transportation, we see that sectors like the iron ore, coal, manganese, mining, and chrome experience yearly losses ranging between 39 and 50 billion rand in export earnings. So rail traffic volumes in South Africa has experienced a decline of around 2.9% compared to previous years, while road transportation has witnessed an increase in 16.8%. In 2021, we also noted that the freight volumes reached a record low of around 179 million tons, and this is obviously due to the fact of COVID-19 pandemic and also economic recovery. Because of all the inefficiencies that have been experienced within the rail freight, there has been a shift towards road transportation as an alternative. Okay, so we see that digital technology is essential for improving the efficiency of rail transport, While South Africa trains use some digital tools, challenges like theft, vandalism, and maintenance backlog persist. South African railway operators are actively working on modernizing rail infrastructure by embracing advanced technologies despite the challenges that they face. So looking at blockchain technology, we know that blockchain technology is a secure and transparent way of recording transactions, acting as shared ledger amongst participants. It ensures transparency, equity in transactions, expediting information transfers, and storage security. Within the supply chain context, blockchain obviously provides benefits such as transparency, traceability, and security. Blockchain was initially used as a cryptocurrency, which was Bitcoin. However, it has expanded to other industries. So for instance, in the finance industry, it enhances transactions, lowering costs. In the healthcare, it securely transfers patient records, while in the pharmaceutical, it tracks serial numbers for security and transparency. In the logistics and transport sector, it manages inventory, tracks shipments, and facilitates real-time tracking. Blockchain technology can decentralize railway infrastructure management, allowing trains to automatically oversee their routes efficiently. Germany has implemented blockchain in rail to automate train communication, enhancing safety and operational efficiency. So blockchain initiatives also include intelligent ticketing systems to reduce reliance on paper tickets for passengers. In the UK, we see that there is a development of a universal smart ticketing system for all train operators in the region. Okay, so the drivers for the implementation of blockchain technology, some of the drivers that we have noted is technological innovation, fraudulent transactions also obviously increases the motivation for implementing blockchain technologies. We have pressure from customers as well as stakeholders that obviously want innovative technologies to be implemented. We see countries like China, Australia, Russia that explores blockchain for railway systems, aiming for modernization and improve stakeholder connectivity. And then we also note that because of customer demands, especially in the South African rail industry, the popularity for rail transportation is declining. However, with the implementation of blockchain technology, there is obviously a possibility for a shift. Let's see. Okay, so let me just do this. The objective of this research was to investigate how managers on South African rail container corridor perceive blockchain technology and to explore how the understanding influences the decision-making process for adopting the technology. The research was, despite indications to pilot blockchain solutions, no research exists on the actual implementation and impact of the technology on the container corridor operations. And to provide insight to the South African rail transportation is important. It also facilitates informed decision-making about blockchain technology to optimize supply chain operations and enhance the overall competitiveness in the transport sector. And then quickly, with regards to the research methodology, an exploratory case study method was used. Quantitative data was collected by sending out structured questionnaires. The questionnaires were distributed to respondents during the first quarter of 2022, and data collected was analyzed using the IBM SPSS 2810. I'll now hand over to
Right, thanks. Yeah, so just going on to now the findings, the analysis, and then heading over into the discussion and conclusion. So when looking at the findings and the insights into blockchain technology, the sort of three outcomes were what we were hoping to achieve and understand from a managerial perspective and outlook, the current and planned use of the technology in the real estate sector, as well as what drivers or what would drive or stimulate adoption of the technology within the real estate sector in South Africa. So from a managerial perspective, and understanding, there is a significant level of understanding amongst managers regarding blockchain, in that it does provide a secure transfer protocol and that there is an application in the supply chain which it being enhanced is less grasped. With that being said, the technology significantly influences the perception and willingness to adopt the technology within the South African rail freight sector, particularly within the container corridor. And as mentioned, the container corridor is a rail freight corridor in South Africa, connecting it's an economic hub. And it found that there is a commitment to implementing this technology. However, there are various constraints, challenges, and inefficiencies which are still present, which proposes challenges to further exploring and implementing the actual technology. So do also note that while there is still a high level of understanding amongst managers, that blockchain is a software protocol and a system for recording transactions and information, but that there also is a less understanding in its specific applications in enhancing the supply chain management, and is providing access of information to all parties that are involved in the process. The technology, the study also found that from a current and planned use perspective, there are several developments or departments that are developing and planning the implementation of the technology, which means that there is a gradual adoption path of the technology within the rail freight sector. Just now on the adoption drivers or what's driving the adoption for the technology is that technology innovation is a driver in itself, and that is a significant driver to adopt blockchain technology. There are pressures from internal and external stakeholders. There's also influence from the customers, and also the rise of fraudulent transactions that has occurred. And also that the role of blockchain does address the various inefficiencies in the rail freight sector. This was just a quick sort of table view of the varying percentages in terms of the degrees and the findings on the understanding of the technology, the use of the technology, the implementation, the drivers which I just explained, and also then the likelihood that blockchain can enhance supply chain practices. To sum it all up in a discussion and concluding, so the target audience for the study was managers across the various departments and with varying degrees of experience within the corridor. The definition variability highlighted that the various definitions of blockchain technology is provided or proved that it was less comprehensible in the supply chain application. The influence that it has on decision making, that managers' perceptions do deem it being pivotal for success once being implemented. However, there is still that lack of awareness, as identified, that the lack of understanding hindered the widespread adoption. Therefore, there is still need for training and various workshops among those who would be involved in the process of the implementation of that technology. Just on it, with that being said, it has to go be aligned with the various organization goals, as that there is a need for the technology to be aligned with the objectives of the organization. There's some key findings from that there's a technological innovation that is acknowledged as a primary driver. From a stakeholder and customer influence, is that the pressure from the internal and external stakeholders, as well as customers, impact the decision-making process, and also that it does enhance supply chain practices. Just going to the challenges, there is some disparity in development stages, as well as the operational and financial challenges that occur. Whilst all the limitations of the studies, that the findings It is was only limited to the container corridor and not to the whole broader rail sector. The viewpoints from the key stakeholders, such as the customers, cargo owners and freight owners, were not considered. And also the study did not formulate a blockchain model applicable to logistics development in the rail freight sector. And lastly, the direction for future research is to investigate the use of data and technology within the railway industries and their influence on the blockchain adoption. Also further research into specific context of container corridor to understand its effects on operational efficiency and supply chain management, exploring the potential application of the technology beyond just the freight transportation sector, and rather include or explore passenger railway services. And lastly, to have a further understanding on the recurring challenges within the South African rail freight sector and exploration of how blockchain and other technologies can address those challenges that have been identified.
Thank you so